Herzlich willkommen zu unserem Was ist for the People Stream. Der Release von dem Spiel ist ja morgen. Wir dürfen es aber heute schon streamen. Vielen, vielen Dank dafür dann auch an Zek Studio, wenn ich das richtig ausgesprochen habe. Brecht Studio, sorry. Falsch gemerkt gerade eben. Und eben an 101 XP. Mir wurde das Spiel nämlich zur Verfügung gestellt, damit ich mich zeigen kann. Anders wäre auch etwas schwer ranzukommen, bevor das denn losgeht. Dann können wir hier auf Creators klicken, das wird vermutlich die Credits sein. Ich wollte nur sicher gehen, dass es nicht irgendwie so ein Streamer-Menü ist. Und dann spielen wir jetzt einfach mal New Game. Also Rotation und Animation hört manchmal bei Gegnern auf. Okay, das ist ein bisschen weird. The Corvin Empire that exploited the working people fell, providing a chance for better structure for the common people all over the world, regardless of their gender, skin color and social status. Okay, ihr seht auch schon, das hier ist ein Fake-Land. Auch wenn es ein bisschen aussieht. Das hat mich grob von der Form ein bisschen an Afrika erinnert. Aber halt nur ganz grob. So. We believed that the whole world would follow us, but our hopes for the world revolution and a bright future were not to come true. We were alone. Also witzig ist tatsächlich, hier sind ja aus allen möglichen Sprachen, also gefühlt, aus allen möglichen Sprachen sind hier Namen enthalten. Weil Grenzstadt und Mannenheim, das könnten halt deutsche Städte sein. Genauso wie Großbrücke, Grauerstadt, Altstadt, ne? Dann haben wir aber hier auch Xoyebot, Mekeda Ukbara, Tubobon oder auch Svägrom oder Isbjorn, Corventon, Uferstorf, Springett, Danebridge, Carchester, Snow Arbor, Frostport. Also ja, oder Cherteva. Wir haben hier sogar den Ursprung. Da ist der Ursprung. Ne? Guck mal, kommt der ganze Scheiß. La Crête, La Citadelle, Rouen. Irgendwie witzig. Das ist irgendwie aus dem europäischen Raum zumindest sehr viele Sprachen gefühlt abgedeckt. Hier ist eine Stadt, die heißt Rüstung. Sehr witzig. Das sieht nach Fake Russland aus. Also ja, es sieht so nach Fake Russland aus. Also ich glaube, auch von dem Konzept her soll das ein Fake Russland sein. Aber von den Namen her, AN1, AN2 ist halt auch so ein Name. Ja, und hier ist die Eisenhöhle. Da sind Eisen 1 und 2 und hier ist die Eisenhöhle. Larksgrove, Kensford. Ja. Okay. We were alone. Mal weiter hier. All these years, the country was wisely guided by a communion working party. Comrades Joseph Steele, the General Secretary of the CUWP and as Chairman of the Supreme Council of the Union of Communes, has ruled our state for the past 15 years. I was a surprise. It was a surprise for all of us when, on the anniversary of his election to his post during the 20th Party Congress, he announced the appointment of Comrade Guy Dare, a young and energetic reformer, as the chairman of the Union Executive Committee. Ja, der Josef Stahl. Ich muss aber sagen, die Formen von den Gesichtern könnten Chinesen, also zumindest diese Seite könnte asiatisch sein. Ich weiß nicht warum, aber irgendwie mein Brain sagt mir, dass dahinter ursprünglich mal asiatische Gesichter waren und dass die halt jetzt mit so diesem Shader halt gedingst wurden. Andererseits, auf dieser Seite habe ich nicht dieses Gefühl. Das ist sehr witzig. Vielleicht sind es auch die Haare. Die Haarfrisur, also die Frisurformen. Weil das ist ja so eine typische Ami-Form. Oder auch das hier. Aber bei dem, ja, auch exklusive dem hier. Das hier könnten schon wieder Asiaten sein. Das nicht. Das fühlt sich so an. Wen stahl Joseph? Ja, der Joseph stahl ihn. Oh Gott im Himmel. I will never forget Comrade Steele's face staring at me from the photo in the newspaper. It was like he was looking directly into my soul. We were all seized by the sense of impending change we had to go through, but I could not even guess how quickly I would be dragged into what was happening. My name is Francis River. I'm 26. I graduated with honors from the Colvin Institute of Management and National Economy, and after that joined the CUWP. I've been an active member of its Altstadt department during the last 3 years. A phone suddenly rang on the evening of September 11th. The Central Committee of the CUWP was calling for me. I was told that, according to the new course policy, I got into the staff rotation program as a worthy CUWP member and an outstanding alumnus of the Corvinton Institute. That's how I found myself in Iron 1. Iron 1 was founded near the Wolfram deposits during the times of the Corvin Empire in 1888. It was known as Blackmont back then. It was a small mining town, but our glorious Orange Revolution turned it into a leading industrial city with almost 50,000 citizens. Almost half of them are representatives of the Kent people. The rest are Corvinian. I was appointed the head of the city committee. I've become the ruler of the city. I have to move into my new office today. Genau, damit wisst ihr auch schon, was wir sind. Wir sind hier der Anführer von dieser Stadt. Wir leiten das jetzt. Oh Gott, Steiniger. Good morning, Comrade River. My name is Ellen Rosie. I'm your secretary. Good morning, Comrade Rosie. Glad to meet you. Comrade River, excuse me for my curiosity. Comrade Lebowski was removed so suddenly that I didn't even understand what was happening. Ach ja, der arme Dude. How did it happen that the city committee is led by such a young leader? I hope it didn't sound rude. Everything's alright, Comrade Rosie. My appointment here is part of the party's new course. As General Secretary Steele put it, young leaders for progressive order. And Comrade Lebowski has been sent into honorable retirement as a tribute to his long and honest service. Also, he embezzled money and he was repeatedly asked, where's the money, Lebowski? Where's the fucking money? Bisschen weak. Joseph Stahl aus, hätte man sich auch schon trauen können. Ja. Nächstes Mal. Genau, aber ich sitze vor dem Text. Nee, ich sitze nicht vor dem Text. Hä? Omega, der Text ist da drüben. Hier ist kein Text. Oder welchen Text meinst du? Da war gerade, okay. Weil hier ist nämlich kein Text. So, wie gesagt. Homers Profil. Genau, nimm mal eine Arena teil, Ausrufezeichen in den Chat. Und dann können wir. So, this explains a lot. You can call me for any help. Oh, one thing just slipped my mind. Comrade Lebowski was removed so suddenly that he didn't have time to solve some issues. You can review the necessary documents. I left them on your table. Thank you very much, Comrade Rosie. I think we'll make a great team. We will, I'm sure. Das klingt nicht positiv. So. Answer the official pleas from citizen. So. Genau, also wir haben jetzt hier Country Map. Here you can learn about the history of the epoch. Ja. Ist noch hier irgendwo. Okay, vielleicht auch nicht. River's on the line. Colonel Chester, head of the police is calling. Shall I connect you? Oh. Colonel Chester, head of the police is calling. Shall I connect you? Yes, if you would be so kind. Hello, Comrade River. I'm Colonel John Chester, head of the Integrity Division of Iron 1. I'm calling to offer my congratulations on your appointment. Thank you very much, Comrade Chester. I'm pleased to meet you. And thank you for your congratulations. Oh, you don't know how pleased I am, but frankly, some problems are overshadowing my joy, and we should talk them over. Would you mind if I meet you? Let's say in the evening, a day after tomorrow. Okay, jetzt haben wir zwei Möglichkeiten. Of course, I'll be glad to talk to you. I'm afraid my predecessors left me too many unresolved problems, but we've got a reception day scheduled for the 15th of September. Could you visit me on that day? Ich weiß noch nicht, was er mir alles dagelassen hat. Das ist das Problem. Ich habe da nicht drauf geschaut. Aber dann komm, wir machen die einfach, sagen wir. Hier, 15. I understand, Comrade River. A job's a job. I'll meet you on the 15th. Okay, party phone. Head of the City Committee of Iron 1, Francis Rivers on the line. Hi, Frank. It's Ryan. Ryan, I didn't expect to hear from you, especially on a party phone. Let me explain. I'm a major and head of the political department of this town now. This line is secure, that's why I'm using it. I'm happy that I'm going to work with an old friend. What's the deal with the secure line? Change always brings problems, Frank, and the union is changing rapidly. Some might say too rapidly. The situation is complicated, but now we'll be working on it together. Maybe even go a bit against the rules sometimes, but it's all good for the good cause. To sum up, I'd rather meet you tomorrow and discuss it in private. Okay, wie das habe ich genau. Okay, come early, I'll notify my secretary. She'll let you in without waiting in the queue. Okay, I'll connect you with my secretary. Ja komm, wir lassen ihn mal früher rein. Das Partyphone, Party on. Gratulation Nick zu ein paar mehr Bohnen. Ach, warte mal. Aufrechter sitzen. Oh, you got it right, Frank. See you tomorrow, mate. It was nice to hear from you. Okay. Wer stört? Helen. Okay. Comrade River, excuse me for the intrusion. The secretary of the city committee, Comrade Sarah Chester, prepared a few dossiers on the important figures of Iron 1. They could be useful. Put the folders on the table, please. Also, I'd like to express my gratitude for your help. Thank you. Oh, please, Comrade River. There's no need. My job is to help you. Anyway, the workday is soon to be over, and it's probably that I might need you until tomorrow. My conscience doesn't allow me to hold you here. You're free to go. Thanks a lot, Comrade River. In that case, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Comrade Rosie. Okay, also. Wer ist denn hier so? Okay, wir haben Lieutenant Colonel Sylvester Bayer. 9040. Der wird schon 50, 60 sein? Achso, nee, Quatsch. 1888 war das vorher nicht. Anderes. Okay. Ja, er ist ein Weise. Education, Vocational Secondary Education at the Colden branch of Commissariat Emergent School, head of the Fire Committee of Iron 1. He's single, and he lives at Mahat's Bazaar Street, Building 15, Apartment 29. Additionally, non-party with records for disorderly conduct during his years of study. Fully atoned for his skilled while socially beneficial work, selfless and devoted man, married to his work. Saved numerous people in fire of all levels of threat while risking his own life. Recommended for medal 3 times, but was not awarded due to murky past and undetermined origin. Okay, interessant. Carl Beckett. Der ist noch... Okay, der ist noch älter als der Typ. Wir müssen mal rausfinden, in welchem Jahr wir gerade sind. Ich weiß es gerade gar nicht. Communist Party Shirt. Warte, von welchem Shirt redest du, Omega? Okay, er ist hier geboren. War schon da. Thomas Beckett, born 17th January 1904. Son of a village doctor, participant in the Great Revolution, was a field doctor during the Great Revolution, Labour veteran and an honoured doctor of the epoch, member of the political bureau, employee of the People's Enlightenment Department, mother Yuma Beckett, nie Swannen, also vermutlich originally Swannen, presumably born in the summer of 1904 in a large rural family, worked as a dairymaid in Iron State Farm after the Great Revolution, honorable pensioner, lives with her husband in Covington. Okay. Krass, krass, krass. Was wir hier nicht alles... Okay, und der ist verheiratet mit der Clara Beckett. Nice. Ach ja, und die wiederum haben dann zusammen ein Kind, Sarah Chester, die verheiratet ist, glaub mit dem Colonel Chester. Wenn ich das vorhin richtig mitbekommen habe. Mit dem John, genau, John Chester. Okay, Party Member since 3rd of March 1960, no criminal record, has numerous certificates and awards for medical achievements. Meine Fresse, wir werden uns hier viel... Genau, hier, der Colonel John Chester. Ist auch so, die sind alle miteinander verbandelt. Scheint mir. Obwohl die Feuerwacht noch nicht. Der Feuerwehrmann ist mit niemandem verbandelt. Und vielleicht hat er ja eine Affäre mit der Sarah. Wir werden sehen. So. Father, Jack Chester. Okay. Ja. Wife sees Sarah Chester, Brad Chester, 10th grade student at school number 3. Okay, warte, 10. Klasse. Das heißt, wir werden wohl irgendwas so wir werden sowas mit 1988 gerade haben. Okay, 2nd grade. Ja. Okay, no criminal record. Award the Order of Bravery for saving lives during his duty on 14th of September. Great executive and exemplary family man, recommended for political department duty. Oh Gott, nein, jetzt seriously? So viele. Ich dachte so, okay, es sind 3 vor. Nein, es sind 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah. Okay. Ich glaube, es war eine gute Entscheidung, Streamer zu werden und nicht Politiker. Aber stell dir mal vor, ich müsste hier wirklich bin ich ja wirklich Bürgermeister, dann müsste ich mir solche Scheiße hier auch durchlesen. Vermutlich nicht, ich würde die Leute kennen. Außer man wird mich irgendwie in eine andere Stadt versetzen und sagen so, hier, bist du jetzt Bürgermeister, viel Spaß damit. Okay, Claus Reed, born 5th of December 1898. Das heißt, der wäre jetzt 90, wenn wir wirklich jetzt 1988 haben. Ach so, der Vater. Der Vater ist 90. Okay, das ergibt schon mehr Sinn. Ich habe gerade gedacht, der Jack Reed ist das. Nein. Workers strikes during the Great Revolution. Employee, bla bla bla. Sorry, da. Non-party and no criminal record, was a suspect in the case of an underground workers organization, but the prosecution could not find enough evidence. Ja, das heißt ja nichts. Vor allem mit so einem Vater, der auch schon gestreikt hat. Jack Chester. Father ist Hans Chester. Okay. 1926. Anna Chester, nee, Tetrick. Vocational, director of the Klaus Wolfram Metallurgical Plant. Married to Diana Chester. Born Caswell. Administration Secretary of the, Okay, er hat einfach, hat er seine Sekretärin geheiratet? Oder wurde sie Sekretärin, nachdem sie geheiratet haben? Okay, aber das ist auf jeden Fall der Vater von dem John Chester, ne? Head of the Integrity Division of RN1. Party member since March 56, no criminal record, excellent executive, honorary worker of RN1 and a merited executive of the UPOC, beloved by his workers. John Kipler, came from the Metropolitan Proletariat, participant in the student strikes of 1919, 1921 and 1922. Participant in the Great Revolution and the Civil War, member of the Union of the Purification, injured during the war and relocated to the rear guard. Active participant in the construction of Iron One, built on the site of the reactionary Royal Archaic Settlement. Head of the City Building. Wow, so viel. Okay, der Typ ist verheiratet. Nein. Okay, Jeanne könnte auch anscheinend weiblich sein. Ich hätte das halt. Ja, okay, eigentlich Jeanne, so wie das hier geschrieben wird vermutlich weiblich sein. Sah halt hier nach could be both aus. Sorry. Genau, aber verheiratet war Jeanne mit Otto Krenz. Fishing boat captain of the 3rd March State Farm. Okay. Okay, und sie haben Kinder. Es könnte also sein, dass sie tatsächlich weiblich ist. Oder halt adoptiert haben. Aber steht hier nicht drin. Ich glaube, es würde drin stehen, wenn sie adoptiert werden. Party members since July 64, no criminal record, under leadership. Steht da hier drin. Reform to the Livelihood Committee, broadening its jurisdiction and funding. Okay. Endlich haben wir hier die Datei, also den Ordner auch von Sarah Chester. Nee, Beckett. Genau, über die Becketts haben wir ja vorhin schon gelesen. Das, ja. Party member since July 1980. No criminal record. Editor of the weekly newspaper, the Iron Herald. Wonderful and observant employee. Sehr gut. Und hier kommt noch der Colonel Mark Winterstay. Lothar Winterstay ist sein Vater. Traitor to the oppressed people. Warrant officer in the General Seagull's Black Army, taken prisoner and sentenced to penal labor. Participant in the construction of Iron One, executed by a firing squad on the charge of subversion. Übel, okay. Ich frage mich, wie er noch Colonel geworden konnte. Aber interessant, dass die scheint hier tatsächlich bei einem Unfall gestorben zu sein. Weil wenn die einen Tag später oder an demselben Tag noch gestorben wäre, an einem Unfall, hätte ich gesagt so, Unfall, sicher doch. Aber da das 1,5 Jahre auseinander liegt, kann es wirklich ein Unfall gewesen sein. So, verheiratet ist er mit der Martha Winterstay. Und sein Kind heißt Gans. Gans, like, wie, nicht wie die Ente, aber halt wie eine Gans. What? Why would you? I mean, why? Okay. Non-party. No criminal record, says the UPAC with dedication despite his tarnished ancestry. Distinguished himself during army services, received numerous recommendations, and was the first child born in Iron One. refused to be transferred to another military base with a promotion over several times. Member of the Military Patriotic Society Honor. Okay, damit haben wir jetzt mal über die wichtigsten Leute anscheinend Dinge gelesen. Was wichtig ist? Oh ja. Dann lesen wir das doch mal. Hier, Dear Comrade Lebowski, Head of the City Committee, I write to you for I am unsure whom else to contact concerning this matter. I am but a simple driver with the transport department, recently granted new living quarters on account of me getting married. Imagine my surprise when, while getting acquainted with the neighbors, I discovered that all of them have chandeliers hanging in their living rooms. Everyone claims that those lovely things were already there when they moved in, yet all we have in our apartment are bare bulbs. Same goes for the wall cabinets. Others have them, but we do not. This is especially frustrating if one is to recall just how hard it is to obtain quality furniture these days. I tried to do something about the situation, but the police told me they had no reason to suspect that the items were stolen, and I do not even want to comment on the response we got from the town council. You are our only hope. Obi-Wan. Best regards, Comrade William Person in Gunter Maynard Street. Okay, wir können jetzt sagen, boah, das muss bestimmt Diebstahl sein. Und wir zahlen den einfach jetzt den Shit. Oder wir sagen so, ja, Beweise. Gib uns Beweise. Achso, und das Gute ist, wir können jetzt hier sagen, zum Beispiel hier, Gunter Maynard streamt. Ich glaube, wenn wir hier reinschauen, sehen wir, wo das ist. Oder nee? Schade. Ne, wir sehen es nicht. Ich hätte jetzt gehofft, dass wir das irgendwie sehen, welche Straße wo ist. Oh ja, was meint ihr denn? Wir sollten uns jetzt entscheiden, wie wir, glaube ich, wie wir das machen. Greifen wir hier so krass hart durch und sagen so, boah, hey, also bei so Sachen, oder sagen wir so, ja, komm. Also wir haben hier auch zwei, ach nee, wir haben sogar drei Sachen, die wir entscheiden müssen. Das zweite ist ein Dear Comrade Lebowski, Head of the City Committee. It has recently become considerably less comfortable to live in our tiny apartment on Harry Brave Street, Building 6. Not only did my husband and I have noticed that it is now always dirty in the streets and rotting trash is scattered everywhere, but all the other residents share our opinion. We found nothing like this in any of the neighboring districts, so I think the municipal workers stopped trying only in ours. I don't know which service to contact about this, so I'll write directly to you with hope that you'll be able to make our district clean again. Okay. Thank you in advance, Comrade Dagmar Host. Clean up the streets themselves. Right to jail. Right to jail? Right to jail. I'm writing to you once again. The point of my complaint is that there's annoying strange noise one floor above my apartment, situation in Orange Banner Street, building 14, apartment 42, and I'm a veteran of the Liberation War and a hero of social labor. I worked at the factory for 50 years. I even have a medal. In that case, might expect a quiet aging, Comrade Lebowski. I'll ask you to deal with these noisemakers and vandals in my buildings as soon as possible. Thank you in advance. Yours faithful, Alice the Shallow. So, the old man is clearly delirious. I shouldn't waste my time. It is necessary to check this building. Let's get some municipal workers there. Oder, let's get the police there. He wrote to the head of city committee for a reason, didn't he? Einzige Ausnahme, Leute mit dem Vornamen, der mit L anfängt. Yeah, for obvious reasons. Julius, du musst schon sagen, for obvious reasons. No. So wie, ich arbeite in, I don't work Thursdays, for obvious reasons. Oh ja. Komm, wir sind jetzt mal richtig Arsch. Aber die Frage ist, zu wem sind wir jetzt Arsch? Weil wir können zu ihm Arsch sein und sagen so, ja, verschwende ich meine Zeit. Oder wir sind Arsch zu den Leuten und wir hetzen dann einfach die Polizei auf den Hals. So, the party's always right for obvious reasons. Yes, for obvious reasons. Ja. Also wisst ihr was? Wir machen's. Oder wir können es natürlich sogar richtig spielen. Schauen, dass wir versuchen, das hier zu überlassen. Aber irgendwie, nee, ich habe jetzt irgendwie Bock auf zu trollen. Also komm, wir schicken mal die Polizei hin. Bam. Polizei. At the arrest, but did not find any vandals or noisemakers. Policemen advised Shadow not to bother the head of the city committee over nothing again. Okay. Ja, komm. Achso, wir wollten Arsch sein, ne? Not my concern. Macht das selber sauber. Do not care. These issues are not high politics, but we should not ignore them anyway. The scrumpled citizens may complain about me to the Region Committee. Ich finde schön, dass man da immer so eine Nachricht bekommt, was das ist. Deine Katze ist gemein zu mir. Ja, anscheinend aber nur zu... Ja, aber... You're like Forrest Gump without the running thing. Das ist halt schon... Das ist schon bad. Das ist schon bad, Körnerkissenkatze. Richtig bad. So, nee, du... Keine Beweise. One more family is disappointed with your system of governance, which views the people as its insensitive gears. Don't forget what you are, that you are one of this system's faces. Okay. Okay. Also alles richtig schlecht gemacht. Day's over, you may leave. Kann man eigentlich nochmal dahin... So. So. Ja, ich weiß, habe ich richtig gut gemacht. Das sind jetzt alle happy. Ja, dann komm doch rein. Ach ja, der Typ ist jetzt da, der Rayan, ne? Good morning, comrade. The River, I brought you the latest edition of the Iron Herald. It's our city's paper. Good morning, thank you. Put it on the table. Okay, mal lesen. The city committee works for the good of working people. On September 12, 1988, Iron City Committee. Okay, wir können jetzt mal rausfinden, wie... Ja, genau, es ist tatsächlich 1988. Was headed by Comrade Francis River. On the same day, the new head of the city began to serve by the sweat of his brow. We became aware that on his first working day, Comrade River began to study the history of our city, approved the draft of the new guide for tourists arriving in Iron 1 for recreation, a unique orange resort, and Ace came to grips with other citizens' problems. Was habe ich gemacht? Was war das erste? Aha. Okay, the new head of the city committee. On September 11, 1988, at the XX Congress of the... Ich muss mal kurz meine... So, Comrade Joseph Steele, chairman of the Supreme Council of the Union of Communes, announced the beginning of the new course policy intended to bring our great union to prosperity. Within the framework of the activity led by the CUP, ich sag jetzt einfach mal CUP dazu, significant personnel changes have to happen, which will also affect our wonderful city. The previous head of Iron 1, Comrade Lebowski, wrote a resignation letter and took merited retirement, explaining his action as a desire to make way for the youth. Aha, ich glaube, der hat das bestimmt sehr freiwillig gemacht. Nee, nicht Popo müde, Popo schlafen, sondern ich sitze auf einem Handtuch, anstatt dass ich auf diesem Fake-Leder sitze, weil es angenehmer ist. Das Problem ist bloß, wenn sich das Handtuch irgendwie zu Klumpen zusammenfügt, weil das dann nicht mehr geil zum draufsitzen. Ich glaube, ich muss das Slot einfach ausmachen. Die Sprüche darin sind ein bisschen arg. Und ich habe halt ernsthaft keine Ahnung, wo im Source Code ich die Sprüche rausnehmen kann. Deswegen, und das Problem ist halt außerdem, dass die bei jedem Update überschrieben werden, diese Änderungen. Oder könnte sein zumindest, das weiß ich nicht. Within the framework of the activity led by... Achso, ja. He's a member of the CUP and an activist of the Orange Youth Union. He graduated from the faculty there. Noted Comrade River's merit and entrusted him with the control of the city committee. On this post, Comrade River will continue his dedicated service of the union, the working people, and our glorious city. The new head of the city arrived in Iron 1 on the 12th of September. Ja, wenn. Julius. Aber Ist halt so Dinge, die nicht sehr hoch auf meiner Prio-Liste stehen, ehrlich gesagt. Also da gibt es so viel mehr, was auch höher steht. Unter anderem schauen, dass ich weiterhin bei Geld bleibe und hier weiter streamen kann. Ja, ich hoffe, ihr versteht das. Ja, sehr. Ja, gut, dass du. Ich verstehe das. Ich würde mich auch gerne mehr mit Entwicklung beschäftigen, aber komm gar nicht. Health insurance is a gift for the workers. The last and the most important achievement of the retired head of the city, Comrade Lebowski, is that is the introduction of the new health insurance package for the workers of the Klaus Wolfram metallurgical plant. Comrade Jack Chester, the director of the plant, talks about the advantages of his innovation in an interview published on page 14. So. So. Das Ding ist. Ich habe kurz überlegt, also als ich hier gelesen habe von wegen hier New Health Insurance Packages, das gerade der letzte noch eingebaut hat, habe ich mir kurz überlegt, ob wir es trumpen sollen und einfach alles, also wirklich der furchtbarste Mensch auf Erden sein sollen und hier alles wieder weglöschen, was unser Vorgänger hergebracht hat. Einfach nur, damit der ausgelöscht wird. Comrade River, the man you asked to let without an opponent is here. Okay, let him in. Was für Twitch machen, muss ich ja damit rechnen, dass es sehr unterschiedliche Chat-Guidelines gibt. Ja, schon. Und hallo Saibo, schön, dass du da bist. Wie geht's dann? Wie ist denn dein Urlaub? Good morning, head of the city committee. Hello, Ray, take a seat. Would you like a cigarette, perhaps? Thanks. I wouldn't say no. Ich finde ja, die Musik bei dem Typen finde ich spannend. Was einfach so ein Jazzy und wir machen jetzt Dinge falsch oder böse. Heute sogar auf 480. Ja. Ja, das Ding ist gut, Julius. Manche wissen nie, wie groß denn das Ding wird, was sie gebaut haben. Ja. Oder manche haben die Skills davor noch nicht besessen. Also ich zum Beispiel, ich habe jetzt hier diese eine Browser-Extension. Es war meine allererste Browser-Extension und ich wusste nicht, wie ich ganz damit umgehe und wie ich das Ding baue, so dass die Skripte nur dann laufen, wenn sie halt auf Domain so und so oder wenn die URL so und so passt. Und deswegen habe ich gedacht, ich dachte, man kann auch nicht mehrere verschiedene anlegen. Ich dachte, man muss eine anlegen und dann habe ich halt eine angelegt, die so funktioniert, dass sie das erkennt und dann dort Code injected. Ist nicht gut. Okay, gut soweit. Wir waren heute auf dem Gletscher. Ich will da auch hin, Saibo. Was? Warum bist du auf dem Gletscher nicht? Also Kinders, ich glaube, ich muss los. Ich muss jetzt zu Saibo und hock mich zu dem auf dem Gletscher. Können wir dann vielleicht von dort weiter streamen. Vielleicht auch noch mit dem Laptop. Aber what? Wie gut, ey. Ja, 6 Grad klingt sehr geil. Genau, du kannst ihn Omega nennen. Also Xia Omega nennen, sorry. 3200 Meter Höhe war echt angenehm. Oh. Also stimmt, für den Gletscher sollte eigentlich kühler sein. Aber ja, 6 Grad sind schon besser als das, was wir hier haben. It's been ages. I'm glad to see you, my friend. Haven't you and Natalie gotten married yet? We separated a year ago. The ring is still in the box. Lucky for you, fate provided a consolation prize that's currently waiting right behind this door. Okay. Hold on, Ray. Comrade Rosie is a conscientious employee when just colleagues. Oh, maybe I need such an employee in the political department more than you. Shame on you for such a pre-revolutionary attitude towards women. I'll report you to the political department, then you'll know. I would read it with pleasure. Oh, funny, Ray. Now I thought you wanted to talk about work. Ja, da hat man Bilder gesehen, wie viel mehr Gletscher da noch vor 100 Jahren war. Ist einiges weg. Ja, glaube ich, du. Hatte nicht irgendein Land, hat doch jetzt auch eine seiner letzten Eisschollen oder so verloren? Das ist vermutlich komplett falsch gemerkt. Da ist irgendein ständiger Gletscher. Irgendein Land hat gerade seinen letzten davon verloren. Ist richtig bad. So, yes, the situation is complicated here. The police constantly report unrest among the workers. A protest is growing. Seems to me it's not only about civil participation. There's some darker purpose. It's for you to manage it all. Everything's out of hands. It's clear, but you've mentioned cooperation on the phone. Genau, Saibo, das hier ist For the People. Es kommt morgen raus. Ich darf es heute schon zeigen. Das ist ziemlich cool. Nachher zeige ich auch noch Kill It With Fire. Das kommt auch morgen raus. Darf ich auch heute schon zeigen. Das ist voll gut. That's right. I can help you with information through my channels. Just call me and ask. It's a small town, so I have no superiors. No one will know about our cooperation that will help our good cause of serving the people and the party. Okay. Ray, your proposal is tempting, but I have to return it down. I wouldn't want something like that to come up late and ruin your life or mine. I'll somehow deal with it myself. Okay, and it sounds reasonable. Just write your personal number in my notebook. I wouldn't want to use the official phone. Afraid someone could be listening, Frank. And who do you think keeps track of telephone conversation in the city? You. See you later. Der ist schon irgendwie ein witziger Charakter. So. Genau. Das ist ja wieder dasselbe Gedödel wie vorhin. Leider haben wir da nicht den Rayon drin. Das finde ich ja noch gut. So. Also, jetzt hier an den Francis River. Urgently. Top secret. Code Orange. Oh shit. I hope my letters won't be intercepted. Comrade, head of the city, I believe you understand. This document must not fall into their hands. Who are they, you may ask? They didn't get to me yet. That's the only reason why I can still report to you. Our glorious city have become a seat of conspirational unit of capitalists and their sympathizer. This filthy sect that glorifies profit is based at the address Proletarian Strength Street, Building 5. I've seen them handing out banned books to children and showing them pictures that besmirch our union. Hurry, we must take action before they corrupt the city from within. Signed yours, Comrade Alvin Metstein. Oh, that's gonna be real. Get the police to the crime scene immediately. What nonsense, into the trash bin it goes. Okay, jetzt, wir müssen uns ich muss mich jetzt echt entscheiden, auf welche Art und Weise ich horrible sein will. Will ich einfach nur inkompetent sein? Oder will ich tatsächlich mit dem Ziel, den Staat abzubauen, an die ganze Scheiße rangehen? Oder wie machen wir das? Ja, ich sitze ja schon aufrecht. Ich sitze ja schon aufrecht, Zauber und Omega. Seht ihr das denn nicht? Ich sitze so aufrecht, das ist unglaublich. Ja, ich bin auch gerade schon dran am hier im Glas füllen, damit ich hier was trinken kann. Cheers, Kenners. Send the military. Wir können dann leider das Militär nicht schicken. Wir können nur die Polizei schicken. Oh, wir können. Sollen wir einfach so Polizeistaatmäßig in der Gegend kommen? Alles wird mit Polizei? Bam, Polizei. An Integrity Division squad broke into the office of a small charity which bought books for children from the Iron One orphanage. Citizens were not pleased by your hasty actions. Okay, wir sind weiter inkompetent. Sehr gut. Comrade River, I write to you with great sorrow. Yesterday, a gang of young Kentish attacked my granddad. The scoundrels beat him nearly to death. I confess my granddad could somehow offend them. He's an old-school Corvinian and doesn't always watch his tongue. But is it a reason to break his fingers and smash his face in? I filed a report with the Integrity Division, but they refuse to look into it. Perhaps they are afraid that this incident may lead to rise in ethnic tensions or something like that. I beg you. My troublesome Gradates place or find the perpetrators. This crime cannot go unpunished. Oh, wir haben jetzt 3 Möglichkeiten. We must find and punish those scoundrels. It seems that Comrade Marburg is responsible for the incitement of ethnic hatred himself, a fact that shouldn't be overlooked. Das ist sehr gut. Wir verknacken einfach den Opa. I don't want to be part of this, but we should help the old man recover. He deserves quality treatment in the regional hospital. Wir verknacken den Opa. Wir verknacken den Opa. Nee. So, Comrade Marburg was arrested and charged with extremism. That's hardly a reason for serious trouble, but now the old man will remember that friendship between nations is the only way to live in a U-Boat. So. Genau, wir können hier richtig furchtbar sein. Wie ihr seht. Aber ja. Keine Ahnung. Ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob das wirklich so die beste Entscheidung war. Also ich weiß nicht, oder vielleicht war es sogar die beste Entscheidung. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, was denn überhaupt die Linie der Partei ist tatsächlich. I wish you a long life. My name is Meyerson, Mark Meyerson. My parents are distinguished first category engineers. I followed in their footsteps and have worked at a Wolfram plant for 10 years, earning an apartment in a good district. Yes, I'm used to speaking honestly and plainly because I'm not afraid to make my voice be heard. So I'm writing to you. Ah, das wird gut. It has been long clear for me that the plant that ensures life in Iron 1 strangles it at the same time. Of course, we can't just close it down. People need a place to work. But we can control the waste discharged into the city water reservoirs. The river is spoiled, but at least it's still running. But the waste is now being discharged into the pond. Our pond. This is absolutely unprecedented. They discharge tanks of shit at night and think that no one will notice. What kind of fools do they think we are? I used to admire the pond always every morning, back when the swans used to live there. Now it hurts to look at this puddle that is unacceptable even by frog standards. Send an inspection of the plant to do something else, but make the administration reflect on the consequence of their deeds. We're counting on you. Yeah, what else should I do to help mastermind the views? Denied. You refused to help. Orient Quay's residents now have to admire a swamp in place of an idyllic pond. It reminds them of you. Genau, wir sind weiter einfachhin furchtbar. Oh, it is sad indeed that the age of progress and social justice has not yet freed us from the plague of religious obscurantism. Foolish tales of gods and devils continue to poison our society, postponing the inevitable final triumph of the communal socialism. And for what? To mumble nonsense while imagining an ancient man with a fake beard sitting on a cloud. This is foolishness and villainy from their side, and excessive humanism, excessive softness from ours, but I do not mean to judge Comrade Steele's plan. He's wise and there's a lot we cannot understand. You know this as well as I do. The party will not put just anyone in charge of the whole city, but I'm writing about an issue that bothers me a lot. The remnants of the old-fashioned faith are a repugnant but inevitable phenomenon. New sects are the real problem here. Idle young people are increasingly engaging in ridiculous and dangerous activities instead of creative and joyful work for the benefit of the epoch. Though it pains me to admit it, one such person was discovered even in our organization. The bastard by the name of Alex Pratt put up mocking icons in his room. They depicted disfigured images of famous actors, public figures, and even some commune men. Of course, we excluded the two-faced wretch and reported him. This joke will cost him dearly. Unfortunately, we have every reason to believe there's more than one such Pratt Harding in the city. Actually, I fear that this brand new religion will become popular among young people who are not ideologically stable. That is why I decided to write to you and propose to organize a serious explanatory work with our young generation at a whole new level. I hope that, as the head of the glorious city of Iron One, you will help us with your fatherly advice to stop this plague and to avoid insignificant hurdles such as lack of funding. Signed, Angela Hauptmann, activist of the Orient Unit Fight the Faith. Man könnte fast meinen, diese Frau heißt nicht Angela, sondern Karen. Looks like I'm being played. Wir ignorieren einfach alle. You're gonna have to deal with those insignificant hurdles on our own, yes. deal with this on your own. I want to keep my money. Hello, my name is Anthony Samwin. I'm the director of the orphanage. But before I get to the point, I have to tell you a bit about myself. Oh, don't tell me. Die Leute erzählen mir so viel. I know what people are saying. A thief, an embezzler, doesn't care about children. That's all a lie. I understand if I were you, I wouldn't believe a man with such a reputation. But let's say I'm a thief. That means I have something to steal. Well, orphanage's funding is so low that if I steal anything, the children will starve to death. The reality is, Comrade River, that a man of my post has no funds to waste. Regarding the care for the children, please read further. Der Grund, warum du so wenig Geld haben könntest für die Kinder, könnte ja sein, weil du die ganze Zeit klaust. Also von daher schlechtes Argument. By the way, kann mir jemand mal irgendwie Vorschläge machen, was ich nachher esse? Ich habe Hunger. Ich habe Hunger und noch nichts. Ah, doch, ich habe heute schon was gegessen. Ich könnte Currywurst machen. Ich könnte versuchen, den Rest der Spätzle zu machen. Oh, weil ich könnte Spätzle mit Fleisch, mit so einem Steak, so marinierte Grillsteaks, die könnte ich machen. Okay. Gut, dass ihr mir geholfen habt. Ich habe entschieden. Ich will nicht wirklich kochen, ich habe keinen Bock, aber irgendwie muss es wohl sein. Sonst geht's morgen früh raus, ich bin ein bisschen kaputt. 160 ist böse. Ja, sei wohl dann. Schlaf du gut, träum was Schönes, viel Spaß dir morgen und sei vorsichtig, ne? Nicht ausrutschen und nicht in der Gletscherspalte verschwinden, ne? Das ist nicht gesund. Cashspätzle hatte ich erst gestern und quasi auch heute, weil es ein bisschen von gestern übrig geblieben ist. Aber sonst wäre es eine nette Idee. Ich glaube, ich hätte noch Käse, aber nicht den richtigen. Boah, ich sollte nicht jetzt anfangen von Essen zu reden. Weil sonst werde ich jetzt so hungrig und dann sage ich so, ja okay, fuck this stream, ich gehe jetzt kochen. Okay, I often have to deal with the integrity division. Most of the orphans are children of alcoholics, born right at the bottom of the social ladder. An attraction to crime and a social lifestyle is inculcated into them from the early days. We do our best, but it isn't enough. That's why I've learned not to be surprised by street fights, petty thefts and vandalism. Some of my wards do even worse things and go to jail for a long time. However cynical it sounds, I'm used to this part of my work as well. But now everything is different. Something much worse is happening. It seems that someone forms troops out of our children, trains them. Recently I started to notice good clothes, chains, sometimes umbrellas. Children try to hide these things, but it doesn't get past me. Where do you think they get all that from? Yes, they have definitely stole these things. I'm sure unknown scoundrels are forming a gang out of our orphans, and I shudder to imagine for what reason. An abandoned child from the slums is a loose cannon. I tried to share my suspicions with the police, but they just waved me off. Perhaps they think I'm trying to deceive them, but I'm trying to help. I write to you and hope that you will listen. Dark deeds are done dirt cheap, are being carried out, and the faster we shed light on them, the better it will be for all of us. Nee, morgen geht's auf den normalen, langweiligen Berg. Ja. Abwechslung ist gut. Oh, sorry. Ich habe Mikrofon geschlagen. So. So, gangs of orphans are the last thing I want to see in the streets of my city. The integrity has to put your backs into it. The story is hard to swallow. Well, better safe than sorry. We'll send the police to check the orphanage and organize patrols in that area. Seems Conrad Sauer writes a detective novel and accidentally sent me one of the chapters. Das ist auch eine gute Antwort. Aber wir können sagen, wir sind immer Arsch, außer wenn es um Kinder geht. Das fände ich noch doof genug. Es ist gar nicht mal so willkürlich. Es sind Kinder. Ach komm. Wir müssen auch mal wieder was Gutes tun hier, komm. He took the director's letter to heart. The police prompt action revealed a link between a rash of robberies and a sergeant dismissed from the army, who was forming a gang of orphans. The failed criminal mastermind went to jail, and you became a famous crime fighter. Ja. So, jetzt hat der Polizeistab ja dummerweise echt mal was Richtiges gemacht. Das ist ja weird. Wer klopft denn da schon wieder? Oh, Helen. Comrade River, you haven't torn away from work all day, and it's 5 p.m. already. So I got some tea for you. Thanks, Helen. Oh, I'm sorry, Comrade Rosie. Oh, hello. That's better, Comrade Rosie. That's better, Comrade River. Honestly, all of this officiousness makes me cringe. I feel older than I really am. Yes, it's hard for me to get used to too. I've never held such a prominent position. I supervised the youth branch of the party in Ulster, and now I'm suddenly the head of the city committee. Actually, I've only been working here for 4 weeks. I had my graduation in June, and now here I am. And instantly had everything turned out. And what's the thesis about? It's about covering our important events in foreign press. Oh, that's an interesting topic. And what events in particular? The intensification of the conflict with the Corban government in exile. Did you call the reactionaries government in exile right in the thesis? And they let that slide? They grumbled a little but let it pass. They like the contents. So there's more to you than meets the eye. Oh Gott, jetzt habe ich fast... Ich habe fast den Soundtrack von Transformers im Ohr gehabt, aber stattdessen kam hier Avengers. Ich habe das Spiel verloren. Ich hasse dich, Omega. Oder Hiatus. Beide. It's been 4 years since my thesis defense, but I remember it so well as if it was yesterday. I wrote about anti-crisis measures. Now I understand why you were appointed to Iron 1. Helen, it just occurred to me, Comrade River makes me feel uncomfortable. Well, Francis? Yeah, that's better for sure. Alright, Francis, I won't distract you from work. Yes, Helen, thank you for the tea, right when I needed it. Just knock. Yes, I will. Or you will, I have no idea. Here you come again. It's me again, Francis. You've received a message from the party. It's not quite an official appeal. Well, this is the first. I'm listening. Sometimes the city committee is assigned a task that simply cannot be done by the book. The Barons get a friend for such occasions, a secretary named Andrei Brasilek. This man was not the most likable of my colleagues. Nevertheless, he was well versed in informal assignments. They say Brasilek intends to retire following his patron. And yet, I feel like the old man can be persuaded to stay just a little longer. We may need his expertise. Sounds ominous. Oh no, I forgot it. Oh no, we forgot it. Let's look at sharp. Es war definitiv falsch, über Essen zu reden. Jetzt habe ich richtig Hunger. Verdammte Axt. Au! Au! Das war unter die Kniescheibe. Au. Okay. You're right, it does. But more often than not, the party does not demand anything truly unpleasant. Sometimes you need to collect information, sometimes transfer it instead. I see. Well, that's not what I expected, but looks like I don't have a choice. Francis, I'll try to help you. I know it sounds bad, but will really try. I have friends and contacts. They will be able to handle the easier task for you. This will help you manage for a while. I still don't particularly trust Brasilek. Once again, you managed to surprise me, Comrade Rosie. Sorry, Helen. Thank you, Helen. It's my job to help you, Francis. I've prepared some documents. Oh shit, wisst ihr, was mir gerade auffällt? Was eine Referenz sein könnte. Es muss nicht sein. Aber vermutlich werde ich Francis mittlerweile ab sofort auch Francis aussprechen. Weil wenn jetzt sie hier doch so ihre Informationsquellen hat, qualifiziert sie ja quasi schon so ein bisschen als Spion oder Spiontätigkeit, was mich an Helen Mirren erinnert. In RED oder auch Red 1 und 2 und 3 gab es leider noch nicht. Wunderbarer Film, Action, Gedödel mit Typ aus dem Weihnachtsfilm, wo ein Mensch vom Hochhaus fällt. Ho, 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 ich habe jetzt eine MP. Bruce Willis. Manchmal ist so der Gedankenzug, also der Gedankengang so ein bisschen weird. Oh, genau. Genau, Dorado. So ungefähr habe ich erwartet, dass sie reagiert. Genau, und in Red kommt eben hier Bruce Willis als Francis vor und eben die Helen Mirren als, ich weiß gar nicht mehr, wie sie dort heißt. Aber ja, da ist sie halt auch mit dabei als Agentin und das ist ziemlich cool, weil es halt einfach nur alte Menschen sind, die hier Dings. Also sogar der Dings ist dabei. Der Typ, der seine Nichte geheiratet hat. Gott, schwarz, krasse Erzählerstimme. Morgan Freeman. Mein Hirn heute ist, glaube ich, nicht mehr gut zu gebrauchen. Ist nicht gut zu gebrauchen. Ne. Sollten aufhören. Well, this could be a reference at least. Okay. Oh yeah, okay. It's my job to help you, Francis. I've prepared some documents. When did you have the time? The complaint has just come in. It was actually delivered about 3 hours ago. I just didn't want to distract you from your work. I admire foresight. Ich habe auf Dinge geschaut. Die waren wichtig. Sehr schön. Oh egal. Dann sind wir ja auf einer Wellenlinie. It's nothing special. It's still nice to hear. Ich muss ja sagen, ihr Blick ist ja auch schon eher so immer so ein Njom-Njom-Blick. Parties on a mission for the agents. Okay. Mission as goal. Garbage truck. We found out that orange garbage trucks appeared on the streets of Iron 1. We believe it unnecessary to explain why the sacrilegious association of the color of the revolution with waste is completely unacceptable. The trucks will be repainted and the person responsible will be punished accordingly. However, Jonathan Flack, head of the relevant department of the Livelihood Committee, categorically denies his guilt. He claims that the repainting took place without his knowledge, and he does not know he did it. The head of the committee, Comrade Kipler, supports the employee, drawing attention to his impeccable characteristic and the lack of motives for such an act. Because of this, the decision was made to delay the launch of the official investigation. The party instructs you to deal with the incident without spending too much time and resources. One cannot pull off a joke like this without being noticed. We just need to ask witnesses and everything will be clear. Okay, wir können außerdem... Oh, das ist ein bisschen... Das ist sehr... Also das sind kleine... Das sind sehr, sehr kleine Is. Ich fände das besser, wenn die größer wären. Größere klickbare Fläche. Andrei Brasiluk. 54 years old, Genepensen, a short man with a mild form of obesity, has a slight lisp. Assigned to Iron 1 upon graduation, divorced, did not serve in People's Militia. Did not serve. Okay, has been a member of the party since 1969. Andrei met Comrade Lebowski during his studies. When Lebowski was appointed to Iron 1, Andrei formally took the position of the secretary of the city hall. In fact, from the very beginning, a significant part of his working duties was performed by other employees. Never received disciplinary sanctions, however, the archives contain complaints made by the colleagues regarding either Brestelek's difficult personality or his intrusive manners. These complaints were not pursued but were retained by Lebowski himself. Andrei smokes a pipe. Okay. Ich muss sagen, ich glaube, das Spiel ist ein bisschen schwierig für so einen ersten Einblick, weil es einfach so viel und so groß ist. Kommt es mir so vor. Ich meine, wir beschäftigen uns derzeit über eine Stunde damit. Ne? Aber ich kommt mir so vor, als kämen wir nicht so voran. Es gibt halt echt viel zu lesen. Catherine Hirsch, 20 years old, Kentish, born in Covington, medium height, furry red hair, there's a small white scar on her upper lip. Catherine has an ordinary appearance, but a rather pleasant one. Hirsch is a member of the of the 12th. That's a 1. That doesn't look like a 1. The 12th Orion Cell, an activist. She's a student of the Faculty of History of Alton University. Currently on academic leave. Single, Catherine came to Iron 1 to visit her family during vacation. She's sociable, easily gets people to like her, with rare exceptions. Fond of alpine skiing. Her major scientific interest is the history of ancient coastal republics. Okay, vermutlich werden wir sie nehmen, wenn sie schon mit Leuten so einfach zurechtkommt. Also wir finden jetzt jemanden, der bedrohlicher ist. Oder wir können Eric Hoffman schicken, die Fahrzeuge zu untersuchen, weil er ist Mechaniker. So, John Overton. Responsible for the technical support of the radio station. Alban. After serving in the People's Militia, Arrow entered the evening department of okay, but had to drop out due to his mother's illness. Is currently taking care of his mother and is a turner's apprentice at the Wolfram Metallurgical Plant. Has a scrappy temper. Ja, können wir schicken. Ich glaube, sie. Achso, scheiße, wir wollten noch die schlechteste Möglichkeit machen, oder? Damn. Wednesday. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Isn't that great? Okay, the agent talked to the head of the waste collection department and his subordinates, trying to get a clear picture of their suspicion. Unfortunately, the agent did not learn anything beneficial. There's a possibility that the reason for this shows a possibility to delay the investigation any further. Now, Comrade Copper, who's competent enough to not to waste his attention on such trifles, will have to deal with this matter. Think about it, Comrade River. Damn. Ah, your decisions have caused an accident. Okay, my name is Ludwig Golds. I represent. We decided to write to you directly as the devilish things happen here and the police refuse to help us. We noticed this about a week as some suspicious boys started sneaking in our basement every now and then. My neighbor, Gertrude, managed to catch one of the boys, but he did not get any information out of him. The bugger swore that he was invited to play by some older guys he doesn't really know. Well, there's nothing to do about him. We could not charge him or anything, of course. He took the child to his parents and decided that was the end of it. As if, 3 days later, choral singing was heard from the basement, and it was on and off interrupted by foul words for some reason. It creeped me out. We immediately called the police, but when we went downstairs, it turned out that there was no one inside. Candle ends, shreds of black cloth, and other rubbish was all that was left. Some fright of those frightful singers. The police officer said it was just a minor offense, and he is a busy man. He's got better things to do. The officer did not hear the singing. It's possible to catch the words at the time, but there was something of endless punishment among the curses. My head aches as I think of it. Okay. Respond. Bullshit. Kümmern sich drum. Die Sache, Mrs. not your Chandra. Not. I'm going to face the unknown of their own. Okay. Ich finde es ja interessant, dass man tatsächlich dann wohl nochmal die Dinge sieht. Monitored epidemic. It seemed like a common cold, cough, high temperature, and malaise, but the illness is much more serious. Patients have severe complications. The high contagiousness of the new infection has led to the dwindling of the resources of the city hospital, and the distribution of the remaining drugs is strictly controlled. The situation is worse in poor districts as the residents don't have connections to receive treatment. It goes out of control. The particular engulf the whole city. It will be catastrophe. Later. Police. Truly bad sein. Einfach sagen wir so, nö, later, später, jetzt nicht. Ach, da ist eine Müde versteckt in mir. Sowas. Nein, ich hab's zu spät gesehen. Das mit der Arena. Ach ja. Okay. Watchable warehouse. An inspection conducted by the Regional Economic Commission has shown that up to several tons of agricultural products per month disappear from the vegetable warehouse in a bazaar district called the Agriculturists. However, the administration of the warehouse denies the fact of theft, referring to errors in accounting and natural deterioration of the product. A full-scale inspection by the Integrity Division seems undesirable as it would be long, expensive and inefficient. The party recommends that you conduct your own investigation and submit results directly to the regional committee. Your failure will lead to the start of an official investigation and will poorly affect the image of the city committee of R1. Okay, wie wär's dann? Unusual problems require unusual solutions, nicht moderne. We need to catch a worker from a vegetable warehouse and beat everything we need out of him. Definitely, lass uns doch mal den anderen machen. Ich habe gehört, da kann das ganz gut. Oh, jetzt hätte ich gern eigentlich sie hier geschickt. Das wäre witzig gewesen. Weil ich muss zugeben, laut ihrem Profil würde ich ihr das nicht zutrauen, dass sie das kann. So. Aber ist ganz cool, dass man, also, ihr habt jetzt mal so grob die ersten Sachen gesehen. Ich weiß, das ist jetzt noch viel zu wenig, um sich wirklich ein gutes Bild von dem Spiel zu machen, finde ich auch. Aber ja. Ich weiß nicht, die Frage ist, es ist jetzt nämlich wieder 10 durch und wir wollten uns noch ein drittes Spiel anschauen. Kill It With Fire. Und da ist die Frage, ob uns genügend Zeit bleibt, wenn wir jetzt hier nochmal... Wohl Kill It With Fire könnten wir auch relativ kurz spielen. Das ist ja vermutlich relativ einfach erklärt. Ne? Okay, machen wir hier noch einmal, keine Ahnung, eine halbe Stunde oder so mindestens. Good day. As you know, the latest political reforms in the union have led to change in the law. Particularly, there is no opportunity now for ordinary citizens to start private businesses in high priority development regions such as Iron 1. Therefore, I have the right to apply for registration of my own enterprise. As a former public catering worker, I'm going to open a bakery at Hendrik Strasse Street, Building 5. All required documents are attached below. I hope to receive your approval. Alvin Baird. Secretary note, Alvin Beard's great-grandfather fought for reactionary forces during the Civil War. The Black Guard's ascendants are poor candidates for the party experimental. Why would we help on trust? Eigentlich würde ich ja sagen, so Bäckerei, klaro. Aber wir wollen ja schlecht spielen, habe ich ja gesagt. Wir wollen sehen, wie unsere Stadt an den Abgrund geführt wird. Von uns. Comrade Beard will have to continue working at the canteen number 12. Descendants of the counter-revolutionaries have been placed running bakeries in the glorious revolutionary town of Ein-One. So, also, dear Comrade River, it's not a secret that the ethnic question is an acute one for Ein-One. I'm Kentish, you're Corvinian. It would be a problem for many of our fellow citizens, but is it really that hard to understand each other? I don't think so. Our nations can continue to live in peace. In an effort to emphasize this, I'm going to apply for placing a monument to Kentish heroes of the Civil War. I designed it to specifically to set the center. Yes, some of the citizens' reactions will be ambiguous. Many Corvinians still think that our heroes fought only for the independence from the old empire. It's definitely wrong. Kentish revolutionaries such as Stephen and Ben D fought for equality and social justice just as Klaus Wolfram himself did. That's why I think my initiative will strengthen understanding between our nations. Please see attached draft. Es könnte beides schlecht sein. Weißt du was, nie. Als ob wir dafür da sind, dass die Leute sich zusammenrotten. You have saved the historic appearance of Revolution Martyrstry. Views differed about the provision of the monument, but at least it will not provoke any unrest. So. Glory to the working people, Comrade River. Unfortunately, I'm writing to you quite jealously. I'm a secretary of the gas supply department and I want to complain about my chief, Marcus Kleiner. However, it would be more accurate to say blame my chief. I have evidence of Kleiner's involvement in corruption schemes that permeate all municipal structures. I know for a fact that he has connections, allowing him to smash me like a bug. That's why I'm not applying for to the Integrity Division, but directly to you. Copies of all documents and evidence I collected will be sent to you shortly. I hope that we can send this villain to jail. Glory to the working people. No, glory to our Stotska. It seems to me that Comrade Berger just wants to release his chief. Place is rotten to the core. Ich würde ja mal Kleiner anschreiben und ihm die Daten schicken. Also um richtig bad zu sein. Ach, Stotska. Ja. Glory to Stotska. Ich finde ja so cool, dass in Far Cry 4 war ein Easter Egg. Ein Easter Egg für Papers, Please. Richtig cool. Und zwar an einem Checkpoint für Kyrat war ein Zettel. Und zwar war das quasi 1:1, nur halt Kyrat mit Astotska ersetzt. Andersrum Astotska mit Kyrat ersetzt. Der Text, den man bekommt, wenn man zum ersten Mal, also wenn man das Spiel startet von Papers, Please. Bist du müde? Soll ich mal schlafen? Jo, dann schlaf so gut, Nick. Träum was Schönes und bis Freitag vielleicht. Und genau, da stand dann auch am Ende Glory to Kyrat. Und auch so hier mit dem, ja, wie man zu stempeln hat. Nur wenn man Kyrati ist, dann darf man gestempelt werden. Das ist echt super. Warte mal, ich habe das irgendwo noch als Post. Wait, Moment. Genau. Hier ist das. Ein wunderbares Papers, Please. Easter Egg. Ich find's super. Ach komm, hier. Alles Bums hier. Yeah, something is wrong at our engine. Fortunately, all problems require immediate attention. Intensive societal renewal caused temporary difficulties that encourage primal urges in people. Thus, the integrity division is registered more and more cases of meaningless vandalism. Oh my god. Neidisch. Ich habe gerade echt so Hunger. Das Einzige, was ich... Obwohl. Ihr Kabelbrot. Let us make Iron One beautiful. Let's compile a list of initiatives that we think will help turn the situation around. We propose Scottish courts to toughen penalties for such crime. Organized lectures on the dangers of vandalism called Home Sweet Home. Wir müssen konsequent alle Leute ignorieren, außer es geht um Kinder. The suggestion of the strange committee seemed to have upset its members. Oh ja, do not care. Head of the committee, city committee, Francis River on the Rhine. Hello, Comrade River. It's Jack Chester, head of the Klaus War Room Metallurgical Plant. Hello, Comrade Chester, glad to meet you. Der wollte ja morgen kommen. Ja, klar. Okay. Okay, wir werden wohl abgeholt. Ja, komm zurück, Omega. Ich habe Brot gefunden. Aber ich verteile es nicht unter den Armen, sondern unter meinen Zähnen. Da ist es ja. Yes, that's me, how can I? Ich spreche ein bisschen informal mit mir. Francis, why did you allow a shortage of essential medication? Do you want to spark an epidemic? Okay, und wo kann ich das Barte? Ach so, hier. Bitte für. More metal products now. Organize delivery, or your neighbors will have problems. Mhm. Brauchen noch mehr Öl. Hm. Okay. Ich weiß jetzt gar nicht, warum wir hier verschiedene Sachen anklicken müssen, wenn immer nur alles gezeigt wird. Von daher. Hm. Okay, aber einmal haben wir den Tag geschafft. Sind alle unglücklich gemacht, sehr schön. Good evening, Comrade Chester. Yes, it's indeed a great evening. Comrade Head of the City Committee, how do you feel about your new post? I need time to settle in. I feel like a stranger here. Well, Francis, you'll get used to it. Have you prepared a speech? Yes, to tell the truth, I'm a little worried. I've never had to speak before an audience. Okay, das ist nicht schlecht, dass man dich dann dahin stellt an diese Position. Never mind, they're just workers. They don't actually care about your speech. Then what's all this for? A mere formality. That's important. It seems we have already arrived. Dann ziemlich Wampe. After you, Francis. My dear, comrades, proletarians, I'm glad to be with you today, to see your bright faces. Your hard work is a pride not only of our city, but also of the entire Union of People's Orange Communes. I swear in front of all the people gathered here to fulfill my duty to the citizens of Line 1. And to work so that the party will be proud of the results as much as it is proud of you. Thank you, comrades. Great speech, Francis. We're worrying about nothing. That's my turn. Ich habe leider keine, ich habe keinen keinen Modifikator für die Stimme, deswegen geht nicht. Mhm. Hello, and you are? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, Comrade River. We have a difficult situation at last. It's caused by medical insurance reform. Why do you think so? Oh. That's why we decided to meet you personally. We'll ask you to review the reform. Okay. Fahr mal weg. Hallo Helen. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Helen. Meetings with the heads of the city committees are scheduled for today. Lieutenant Colonel Bayer from the fire committee has already arrived. Well, let him in. Comrade River, good morning. And good morning to you, Comrade Lieutenant Colonel. In order not to waste neither of your or nor my time, I'll get straight to the point. Firefighters in our city are in acute need of practically everything. We only have a handful of cars in working condition. And people go in calls praying to at least get to the place for the incident. If a serious fire would really happen, and we won't be able to deal with it. We will be lucky if we can contain it. We barely have enough money for salaries and social guarantees. I hope I conveyed the seriousness of the situation clearly enough, and you will take it into account when allocating the budget. I really hope that I will be able to help you, but you must understand that I have to hear everyone else out as well to have a clearer picture of the situation in the city. The situation is that we have one of the largest metallicultural plants in the country, and its equipment wear and tear does nothing to reduce the risk of fire. I won't be able to cope with a fire in such a huge and decrepit building. You're a man from far away, but I think you're able to assess the scale of the disaster if the whole city would suddenly find itself out of work. I share your concern, but the situation is complicated for more than just yourself, so I cannot give you any premature promises. Copy that. I'll wait for your final decision. Goodbye, Comrade River. Goodbye, Comrade Bayer. Ich frag mich, ob wir nicht hingehen können. Genau, das seht ihr jetzt nicht, aber hinter mir klingelt ein Telefon. Ja. Einfach ignoriert. Ich glaube, es wird nicht aufhören zu klingeln, das heißt, wir können auch genauso gut rangehen. Come River, Carl Beckett, Chief Doctor of the First City Hospital is waiting for you. Let him in, Helen. Good afternoon, Comrade River. Good afternoon, Comrade Beckett. You can call me Carl. I really don't like all these formalities. Excuse me, Comrade Beckett, but I'm probably young enough to be your son. Well, as you wish. I hope we'll be able to overcome these prejudices in the future. Just showing me respect, Comrade Beckett. Just respect for you and your profession. Oh, I could go for hours talking about how respect is earned by deeds and not by age, but I'm afraid we've got work to discuss. I'm listening, Comrade Beckett. You will probably be surprised, but I will not try to beg for funding by talking about my troubles and hardship. Although dramatizing is an old habit of the heads of departments of our city, I would also like to talk about something else. About the successes of our city hospital. With your honorable predecessor, Comrade Lebowski, we introduced a new package of the medical insurances for workers of the Klaus Wolfram plant. Common working people can now get extensive medical care. Sounds great, Comrade Beckett, but you didn't come here to boast, did you? You're right. We really want to extend the new package to all city servants of our city, and we can't do so without tapping into the city budget. Didn't you say you weren't going to ask for money? Oh please, I just refuse to exaggerate. We have enough funding for all of our basic needs, but it could always be better. Well, it sounds reasonable. I'll think about it and I'll let you know about my decision in the next few days. Goodbye then, Comrade River. Goodbye, Comrade Beckett. Ich will mal dieses Brief hier nachlesen. Was ist dieser Brief? It's me again, Paul Traub. Just don't laugh, it all started with the missing pension. You see, I don't live very richly, so by force I had to take the problem seriously. I went to the post office, started to sort things out. Fortunately, it was a matter of simple sloppiness. Those idiots managed to confuse me with Paul Trog, an agronomist who had recently been hit by a car. Like hell was not going to happen. I was in the middle of an altercation over the register when something curious caught my eyes. Turns out that last week Maria Remark came for her pension. This is an old friend of mine, who, by the way, once used to be a very attractive woman. Only she died of pneumonia last winter. Is it not a common thing here to believe in ghosts, so I thought someone was pocketing the deceased pension. I wasn't allowed to study the register properly, but I haven't lost my touch. A few days later, I had a folder with a list of pension recipients for the last month. Thanks to a young lady who did not like the insolent behavior of her boss, I checked the list against obituaries at the newspaper, and it paid off. Komm, ihr kriegt ja wenigstens mal, ihr müsst wenigstens mal das Klingeln nicht mal anhören, ich muss es noch haben. The first issue of the Iron Herald that I looked through had a report about the sudden death of Benjamin Wright, who worked at a factory for as many as 30 years. However, this did not prevent the Labour veteran from receiving his pension 50 days later. By the end of the day, I found 4 more dead people who received money for some reason. Then I started thinking about it. It is very difficult, if not impossible, to do this without the tacit approval of the head of the post office, at least because employees of different shifts work over the same register. The audacity of these scammers is also embarrassing. They did not hesitate to steal even from those dead people, whose death was reported by the press. In our society, we're less progressive. I would assume that there was a patron in the city or political apartment. Of course, I didn't go there, but I did a good job with the postal workers. The head of the post office, Aglaia Hopfen, with whom I made the scene the next day, proved to be a bitch, just as you would expect, but it was in my favour. Propelled her so that she would scream that she didn't care about any inspections. I think it wasn't just a bravado. She perfectly knows I'm a journalist and know where to report so that real inspections take place. I guess she really doesn't care about them. Oh Gott, der Text geht ja noch ewig weiter. Let's assume that Comrade Hopfen is an extremely honest person, but how can you rely on 12.5 employees who are constantly being bullied? I doubt you can. So the origins of her fearlessness lies somewhere else. But again, here I cannot do anything about it. The only thing I managed to find out is that Aglaia Hopfen lives in the same house as Police Captain Clemens Campbell, which is probably nothing more than a coincidence. of the rest of the postal staff, I would look into the bookkeepers. Without the help of at least one of them, the whole scheme becomes meaningless, and on the contrary, it is unlikely that scammers have begun to engage postmen or hall workers in their business. Sincerely yours, Paul Traub, almost a private detective. Übel. Okay. Wir können jetzt hier über die Verdächtigen anscheinend lesen. Lives alone. Communication with his colleagues and neighbors remains exclusively practical, however quite polite. He does not drink or drinks rarely. Graduated from the capitalist university, but after the disputation for some reason returned to work in Iron One. People say he writes to some literary magazine. I couldn't check it out. Maybe used an alias. The interesting thing is that his relationship with the head of the post office have recently become more complicated. However, she does not yell at him as much as the other subordinates. Nevertheless, one of the postmen told me that recently a Goldbach said through his gritted teeth, "I won't be staying in this house any longer. There's nothing more I can say about him." Anna Kent, 25 years old, has been disputed to work, but doesn't seem to show her dissatisfaction with it. Single, according to my new acquaintances, she's open and friendly with most of her colleagues, sometimes even too much. I still couldn't figure out what that meant. My conversation. Well, I have an idea. She likes to mingle with people, get close to them, and maybe learn some deep stuff about them. Also, open up herself to them. But Comrade Kent does not like Holbach, for example. She clearly avoids being alone with him. Is she afraid of him? If so, why? As for the relationship with the boss, Hopfen was at first pretty cruel to the new girl, but then seemingly softened up. Maybe the thing is that Anna turned out to be a very prompt employee. Maybe not. In any case, nothing suspicious happened in connection with her position. At least I don't know about it. Okay, dazu müssen wir jetzt reagieren. Wir checken mal beide. None of the defendants and Traub's investigating escaped just suspicions. However, the suspicions show that only a Glaive, Hopfen and Kent were involved in the corruption scheme. Now the two will go to trial. Herbert. Okay. Wow, okay, so this is... I've managed to do this. So, warte mal, ich muss dann... Oh, okay. Mir ist aufgefallen, wir müssen jetzt dann echt mal aufhören. Das heißt, wir müssen jetzt hier speichern. Empty Slot. Ich kann euch übrigens schon mal sagen, dass die deutsche Übersetzung, soweit ich jetzt gelesen habe, jetzt nicht die allerbeste sein wird. Warte mal, kann man dann nicht irgendwie Main Menu? Yes. Ich glaube, hier konnte man das nicht ändern. To German. Spiele neu. Man sieht ein bisschen, das Menü ist ein bisschen überladen. Alles in Deutsch ist ein bisschen größer. Und die Übersetzung ist nicht so gut. Das bin nochmal ich. Das sagt keiner. Ich ging zu Post, um die Sache zu klären. Zum Glück ging es um einfache Schnapperei. Diese Cretins hatten mich mit Paul Trauge, Agronom, verwechselt, der kürzlich vor einem Auto gefahren war. Oder, naja, der Rest der Dinge ist relativ gut besetzt. Oder relativ okay besetzt. Mm, oh ja. Hm. Genau, also das Problem hier ist, hier, Verhältnis der Einwohner zum Stadtkomitee. Das ist viel zu groß, das hat irgendwie keiner überprüft, ob denn das im Deutschen überhaupt da Platz hat. Was ich schlecht finde. Oh ja. So, aber wir werden jetzt hier Schluss machen, wie gesagt. Und das Spiel wechseln.